Hello and welcome to this stream. And welcome to this. I do believe we are live because I need to and welcome the feedback. Oh my god, thanks for the information of the site, the sound and feedback of my headphones so I don't confuse myself. Oh my god, thanks for the information of the site, the sound and feedback of my headphones so I don't confuse myself. Oh my god, thanks for joining this stream because sound and feedback know and have Dynasty. Oh my god, thanks for joining this stream because sound you know and have Dynasty. Oh my god, thanks for join the stream. You know and have space or join the stream Savior. You will captain or have space welcome I have joined the stream Savior. You will captain or have space welcome I have joined the stream Savior. You will captain or have space welcome I have joined the stream Savior. You will capture and have space. Welcome I have joined the stream Savior. You will capture and have space. Welcome I have joined the stream Savior. You will capture and have space. Welcome I have joined the stream Savior. You will capture and have space. Welcome I have joined the stream Savior. You will capture and have space. Did that fix it? I'm so sorry. I actually turned off the desktop audio in OBS earlier, but or I missed it. No, I didn't. I turned off the other mic. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm so sorry about that. Well, you can't expect me to not create chaos, I assume, because this stream is basically sponsored by Sech, I think it's called, right? The Chaos God. And the god of magic or something. Awesome, it's fixed. Great. So, you've seen my mug for quite a while, and you've listened to the disturbing echoes of the void for a minute. So I think we should actually turn over a leaf, as the Swedish king would say, and have a look at what I'm hiding behind my Scene 2 full camera. What is this? This is what Ben have been producing this week. The Tlattel from the Sudani faction in Traveller. And it looks freaking gorgeous, I think. Really cool space fighter. What he has done this week, because I guess you have seen this in render form earlier, is that he actually made it printable. So I'm going to go back to my other camera, boom, and actually show you what it looks like. I did post a picture in the Discord earlier this week, but this is what we're dealing with here. Here we go. I'm gonna move my fat hand. Came out really cool. I also have to say I really enjoy the infill method of lightning, because this feels like a paper plane almost. I'm not gonna try and throw it and see if it flies, but it feels like I could do that. And something that I really enjoyed about this is like me being a bit nerdy and enjoying the design process of Ben, is this fin tip or the wing tip of this ship that uses a supported clip, or 2 supported clips, like that. And you also have like, I guess it's like guiding lights or like some sort of fins on this piece that it uses like a, what do you call it, extra support basically for printing, and creates a detail on this very thin and fragile piece. A really smart way to do this. I really like it. There we go. So that's one of the things that Ben has been working on. He has been a busy bee. Man, I'm supposed to actually showcase the sound as well. I forgot that. Sorry, that's from Discord chat as well. I had to include that. So anyway, I'm gonna check the chat for a second. Intact landing gear. The clatter looks superb. Sounds great. Wow, that looks great. Yeah, great to hear that. Lovely to hear that. So that's what Ben been doing, at least. One of the things. We have also been doing other stuff. And there has been a lot of preparation for Gridforge. That's not so much our part, that's more John. We have helped out on some things. I'm gonna send you a link actually. Let's see if I can find it. So this is like a pre-sign up. Not a prenup, right? I thought I said the wrong word there almost. There's no sound in space unless you're George Lucas. Very good point. Here you got the link. So we've been working on Gridforge. That's the brainchild of John Games. And he has done a terrific job. Let's see now. I'm going to change back here and going to move that one. Gonna close this scene so I don't save something that I shouldn't save. And here we go. What we're beholding right here is the collaborative effort of myself, John, and our intern, Cornelia. Give it up for Cornelia! Woo! You might actually hear her in the corner, but she's very quiet and respectful, so probably not. I'm also joined... Oh, never mind. Anyway, so what we got here is a bunch of tiles and a Shuttle Alpha Mark IV. If we turn off the top layer, we can actually see the system that we're going to offer at the Gridforge campaign. I think it's releasing on Tuesday next week. Not 100% sure, but I think it is on Tuesday. So you can follow the link and get an update for when it's live, and also get some free tiles to print, I think. So the idea here is that you can use your own old Shuttle Alpha and replace the floor tiles with the new system, basically. So this has been produced and is just waiting for the campaign to start, basically. So in the back here you have the cargo hold. So they got a few different types of tiles. You have like a standard triple 1x3 section, and then you have middle tiles that have like extra details. They are basically in 1x2 configuration. You also have single tiles of these different versions, and you have the grid system that we can see here. So For those of you who are very understandable, not understandable, you're very knowledgeable about Gridforge or invested or what you call it, might notice that there is something weird going on in this end. So basically, in order for the tiles to function with the ramp, this is a special job basically, so it walks away from the complete standard that is present for release. So you need this specific piece to actually be able to make the tiles work properly. And we also have inserts like this with the galley, I think it's called. I'm not quite sure. And beds and stuff like that. And we also made some Gridforge wall, actually. I'm not sure if this is the first wall that we are making, but it is one of those walls at least. Technically, the standard system is not really supposed to use walls that much unless you want to. Let's see now. Galley is correct. Awesome. So, well done, Cornelia, for putting up with Albin. That's not a lie, that's true. You don't like being wooed. I'm a very timid person, usually. Will Gridforge support half tiles eventually, or will that still need to be use other half tiles? So, actually, it will not support half tiles in the grid. That's because you're basically destroying the corners where you have friction fit for the tiles or the floor tiles. So it's going to be very messy, I think, to make it work. What we are going to do instead is going to use a system of different bases. So for this situation, for example, we are actually using a new basing for the wall. So instead of using open lock that usually would be here, you would have an zigzag pattern of locks on either side. So you would have like 2 on this side and 3 on the other side, and it wouldn't match up with the grid. But fortunately, as John has done such a good job with the what do you call it, supporter clip, you can use a supporter clip base instead. So when we have situations like this, half tiles, we are probably going to use different bases that snap into the grid instead. And this is also a solution for this scenario, where you have 3 tiles that's meeting up or mating with 2 tiles. In this case, I don't think I have that Gridforge in this, the grid in the scene, but I've made a custom tile that is adding a 3x1 by a 2x1. So you actually get the floor keeping it together. And I would probably suggest that you would print the grid at a tighter fit on either side. So you basically would just fuse the floor together with the grid. That seemed to work quite decently. I'm gonna show you actually a physical print of this. I'm gonna open OBS for a second. This is also the first time I use OBS as streaming software, so pardon my confusion. Let's see now. Oh, hi. So this is basically the cockpit and the cabin. I have a very loose grid for easily removing tiles and stuff like that. So it's a bit wonky. But as you can see, you can basically have this 2x2 that contains the cockpit and have it mate with a 1x3. This doesn't work, and it will mess up the connection points if we were to try and make these kind of grid floors. But as I mentioned earlier, using this floor tile instead, you can make it fit together. I think. There we go. I think a part of this was also printed on our new bamboo A1 Mini, I think. Yeah. And it's been performing fairly well, I think. It's a nifty little machine. It's so tiny, it's kind of crazy actually that it performs so well still. Okay. So that's what's been going on with Gridforge on our part. But we are still actually producing stuff for what do you call it? Traveler and the final frontier, the 5th Frontier Wars, I think. So that's I was thinking about a little thing as well. I've actually been starting to work on something. This is just like a test and a scrambled scene. And for those of you who are on Discord, you might recognize this little shuttle. We actually got a very interesting and fun suggestion, or print rather, from Fabian, I think you call it, right? I'm gonna show you the little spreadsheet I made here, but it's not called spreadsheet, it's a mood board using PureRef. So, Fabian, you printed this awesome little shuttle with arms and stuff like that, and we really liked it. And also you have a lovely interior, so we looked a bit at that and thought we want to make our own arms for such a model. So we thought that it could probably be a nice tribes for January. So we also looked a bit at the Macross Spiderbug. Really funky little thing. Lovely pincers, and thought that we should try and combine that maybe to make our own arms. So this is basically just me mashing together different what you call it, models that we already made that would fit this configuration basically. So we're going to pick some pieces from the spider crab and from the power loader and from the little shuttle itself. I also reused some of the ball joint sockets from the power loader. External maintenance pod for ships stations. Nice. Love my... Okay, I should probably read the chat from a bit higher up. So far, full tiles. Galley is correct. The A1 is a goose machine. Not sure if I understand that. Honestly, goose. Love my Mini so much I bought the A1 too. Great printers for me. Yeah, honestly, I've actually thought about... Aha! Okay. That's goose in my book, I guess. Thank you. They won't fit into launch space. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So I actually kind of thought about buying one of those printers for myself. I actually saw there was like a sale for multi-materials, but I have to buy some gifts for Christmas first before I do stuff like that, I think. So anyways, that is like an arm I started to sketch on, and it's going to be twisting and turning a little bit like that, maybe, hopefully. And we're going to put some sockets probably on the sides or in the front, similar to on the Spider Crab. It is to be determined yet. I'm actually going to show you a little bit because I like to do small test prints. So I'm going to change back the camera. OBS. Here we go. So this uses the sockets from the power loader, so you can take them apart like that, or snap together how you like it, and move them around a little bit. And this is just a very rough test print. I only spent like an hour or so on this, so I will see how it develops. That's a little teaser for the tribes. Speaking of tribes, there was something I was going to say about that. Yeah, I think that John is probably going to send out a newsletter that goes out to the tribes. I think it was this evening. Can't really tell for sure. It's going to be concerning the Gridforge discounts or something like that, I think. You should probably not take my word for it, because my brain is all over the place at the moment. I missed the beginning. Did Albin overthrow Ben? Unjust rule. Are we now 4th dynasty? He caused cacophony. It was very effective. Oh man, it's Pokemon. Albin revolted against our hearing. Yeah, I'm very sorry about that. So freaking typical. Yeah. I actually did thought that I checked the audio. I must have missed it somehow, apparently. Anyway, that's a bit of a sketch at the moment. I'm going to show you... we're not going to save anything here, right? We can close this one as well. Here we go. So I was thinking maybe we should have a look at the patrol. So this is from the last campaign we had with Traveler. I'll turn off the grid. And it's supposed to be a patruljeholder P984. I'm not quite sure what that means, and I'm Swedish. It sounds like it's supposed to be carrier of a patrol. And it has some machine guns and a minigun that's anti-air or missile, I think. I can't really remember. It's going to also have a, let's see now, select objects, interior in the rear, because it's an APC, an armored personnel carrier. I think it holds 12 people. Oh yeah, armored personnel carrier. Thank you. Oh, see you later, Shadow Liger. Enjoy the meeting. You should... Okay. I'm just gonna check a bit of comments here. Was third dynasty John? Ben forgot to turn the sound on. Albin give us too much. The short-lived Benjaminen rule. Best not talk about it. Albin, you should clip that start and post it in the Discord. Oh my god. We'll have to check in later. APC. Yeah, okay. Exactly. So I worked on this one quite a while ago. Then I've been working on some Imperial stuff. This is a Sword Worlds model, so it's basically space Vikings running around the place and terrorizing everyone with their long beards and musky smell, I guess. Before that, I did some work on an Imperial tank, like a complete, and the Astrin, of course. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I should show that off. I don't know if that's of interest. I think I've done that. Didn't I do that last week? I think so. And then I got to go back on this one. It is kind of interesting, actually, because it's a glorified box, but still it's kind of difficult for some reason to get into a proper shape. I'm not quite sure why that is, but it's getting somewhere at least. I think it needs a little bit more detail on these roof parts. They are kind of mock-up-y. And we also need a hatch on the rear, or in the rear. Maybe not in the rear, that sounds naughty. So it needs to fall down so the people can leave that ship, I guess. And I'm thinking that maybe I should steal that function from the Astrin, because that basically uses a rear piece and a friction fit, what do you call it? It's not a ball joint, but it's a joint that is ball shaped. Yeah, I explained that great. I'm so sorry. Basically, so you create a pivot here, or an axle, or whatever you call it, so it can fall down and people can run out. I did that, or you could probably make a channel down here to slide it in and then have it fold out. Let's see now. In 5th Frontier War terms, a lift infantry platoon is the 3 rifle sections of 10 personnel each, and a command element equals 40 people roughly, and 4 APCs. Okay. Nice. Thank you, Shergle. So, that's one thing we could look at. We could also look at the actual interior, I guess. So if I turn off the roof, basically we're going to just drop in the interior into the ship like a separate piece. So I think, oh, great, autosave. This is very much of a mock-up, but basically we would probably have like 2 halves with integrated seatings and floor that you slide together from the left and the right to create a U shape that you then can drop into a hollowed out area in the APC. I think that's going to be how we do it. So we could look at that. I'm thinking also it would be kind of interesting to just put a placeholder for, not a placeholder, but like a doorway here that is integrated into the, what would you call it, the interior. And that's because you would print this piece on its backside. Let's see if I did. I didn't put in a proper group. That's kind of, oh, I did. Oh, that's some nasty geometry. I need to delete that, I think. Or is it just a loose piece? Weird. So it's going to print on its backside, so you can't really get any proper details for doorways and stuff like that. So we're probably going to put that doorway in this integrated piece, I think. I can probably start with just cleaning it up a little bit. Like that. Let's see now. No! Oh no! I forgot to turn on the video of the model. Oh, that's painful. I was so sure that I wasn't going to do that mistake, but I did. Ah! More content for you, I guess. And my ugly mug. Ah! Frustrating. Okay. So, just to recap. We have the APC for the Sword Wordles, the Space Vikings, and we want some interiors, and we want a door that can fall down somehow and let out the troops. And as you print this front on this side, we can't really put details for a door or something like that here. So if we want that, we need to put it into the insert, the interior insert of the ship. So I'm thinking that we could look at that, just prepping it a bit at least. Clean up some stuff that's kind of messy, and I need to check my OBS now. Yeah, we are actually showing the stuff that I want to show. God damn it. I mean, I checked some comments here so I don't miss more stuff. First Frontier War, Fagon Frontier War, single lift infantry section, driver, gunner, section leader, grenadier, 2 squad leaders, 5 riflemen, and a support gunner. Didn't they also have an unarmed medic in the beginning? Firing ports or infantry top hatches. Base setup has room for customization in many ways. As far as I can tell, I haven't come into contact with anything about firing ports or top hatches. I mean, technically, this does have a top hatch. If I have a look at the roof, this section here is going to be a top hatch. So it is a machine gun turret that also supports miniatures or characters, I think. At least if you look at the concept art. I'm gonna open a very nifty program called PureRef. Let's see now. And Control L for load. And let's see if we have something that's called P984. Here we go. So if you look at the concept art, you can see people peeking out their mugs from the top patch. That's also installed with a gun of some kind. And on the older books, it has a shield as well. I thought it looked kind of cool, so I'm started to try and combine that stuff a bit. So that's probably what's going to happen in that area. All right. Yeah, exactly. That's also a point for what you call it, hatches on the side or ports, as Shergold mentioned. That a lot of the other ships, at least, are supposed to be able to be exposed to the space as well. So you probably don't want weak points like that. I'm not quite sure. It seems like the Sword Worlders are a bit more of a mixed military that uses older technologies as well. So can't really tell how it works for those guys when it comes to that part. Anyway, let's have a look on cleaning the interior up. So I think we have like 10 seats here. I'm gonna remove the other interior stuff. It's connected. Maybe I should just move it a little bit instead. Turn on the grid so I can see what I'm doing. Go to top view so I can see what I'm doing even more correctly. because autographic cameras are your friend. And move it down, I think it was half an inch, right? Oh, maybe more. Let's do it like this instead. There we go. That looks decent. Hello Dalton! Welcome to the stream. You're joined by Albin for this weird, what would you call it? Assault on the senses. Let's see now. The turret might be able to work as a crouching airlock. Crouching airlock. So you mean that you would probably crawl into the airlock and exit the vehicle or something like that? Yeah, that's interesting. We'll see what we do about that. Basically, I think we're going to do it kind of simple because we have limited time on this project. Otherwise, you could probably do like a recessed platform or something like that. But we'll get back to that, I think. Can't really concern myself with that quite yet. Alright. A bunch of seats. Fire extinguisher. Let's move it out of the way for a moment. And I'm going to, as a good, what do we call it? Television chef? Show something that I've already prepared. Whee! I've made some imports of other stuff. For example, doorways and such. And I'm thinking that the small craft doorway have details that would fit this. Probably. Not sure about the walls and stuff like that. But the iconography probably should work decently as it's in the same universe. And this one also have an integrated fire extinguisher already. That's kind of interesting. Because, I mean, you kind of want to be able to, what do you call it? Manage emergencies in the seating area as well. That's at least what I'm thinking. And I've been looking at APC, like real life APC vehicles. They seem to have a lot of those things. Let's see now. So modify center pivot. There we go. I could also do this and open some of my custom shells in the bottom there. Frame. Cutting out the cooking time. True that. Let's see now. Some early APC pics had bubble. Aha! Wow, that's kind of trippy. Like the turrets on old World War II bombers. I've never seen that. I have to check that out. That sounds kind of cool, actually. The gunner would be able to sit and look out. The advantage being that the turret base will not reach too far into the interior. Ah. Okay. Cutting out the cooking time, they're always trying to burn APCs. Occupational hazard. Yeah. It makes me think of someone in America. I probably shouldn't even entertain that thought though. Okay, so let's pretend that we have a ball and a door here somewhere, and I think you would want to use that piece. I will try to separate it. Hopefully, oh, it's actually connected. So I use something called selection constraints to be able to quickly select large swatch of areas I bound it to a hotkey on my setup for Maya, so it's like I only need to use like Control 3 or something like that to quickly be able to delete a lot of geometry. Then I have another toggle to go back to this normal selection mode. That's on Control 2. Let's see now. Let's see now. John Cena. John Cena. Sorry. Okay. That light is kind of interesting. You wouldn't have a door like that. Is that for ammunition? Why would you put that on the toilet? Is that correct? I kind of forgot the iconography, unfortunately, when it comes to stuff like this. I think, in case that's true, that's kind of funny, actually. Bombs away, so to speak. Yeah. And Control L to select, what do you call it? Shells. So shell is a continuous area of faces that are manifold, or don't have to be manifold, but they are connected at least. Let's see now. Cerners, wing turrets, Cerberus. Okay, yeah. Just to clarify, crouching hatch equals simplified airlock, combined toilet and weapons locker. Yeah. Biohazardous warfare, I guess. Have you seen any rules for unit sizes? The app should be able to hold a combat troop unit plus vehicle personnel. APC, not app. Haha, okay. Basically, I've been looking at the rules, the new rules for. Where did I put that? I have a little document somewhere over the rainbow in tribes. Let's see now. Yellow machinery. That's not correct. Tribes. Weird. Where did that go? No, I shouldn't be in tribes. I should be in traveler. I'm sorry about that. Here we go. So that's Sudani. I'm sorry if it's kind of static and boring footage. I'm looking for a file. Here we go. I think. So when I look at the rules, it says that the P984 APC is operated by a crew of 3. That's a driver, a gunner, and a commander. And designed to carry up to 12 infantry personnel, with enough room to make a rapid disembark through the rear doors. More personnel can be jammed in, but this makes it difficult to move in and out of the vehicle. The large space in the rear is often converted to other uses, spawning a range of P984 variants that include weapons carriers, field ambulances, and communication vehicles. Yeah. So that's what I'm basing this space around, basically. So I'm gonna reuse the light, I think. Didn't it select everything? Ah, here we go. Like that. I think, no, that was not complete. That was 95 degrees instead of 90 degrees. I just put it here somewhere for now. And we want something that is squarish, I think. I also need to check the bottom and compare it a bit. That looks like it's landed correctly-ish. Sorry about that. Oh! What is going on? My custom... okay. You can actually scroll your custom shelf. That's kind of scary actually, because I felt naked as I couldn't use the tools that I'm used to. There we go. That should be aligned to the grid. Yes, perfect. So 12 seats and some handholds on the wall ceilings like those on a city bus. Yeah, that's that's kind of fun. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see how I deal with the handholds. That might be a bit finicky to print, I guess. But we'll get back to that. That's a very good idea. Remove those. We don't need a toilet where we're going. Probably you do, but that's the price I'm willing to let you pay, I guess. It's almost aligned to the floor. Okay. What is this geometry? Let's go with this. Like that. So we need to move those seats a little bit in order for the doorway to fit properly, and I think also that we probably need to split this off. Can we do it like that? Only I maybe need to select a face loop instead. Just cut it out, maybe. Or orthographic is your friend, I guess, in this case. Like that. And that. Then I have a shortcut for extracting faces that I want to separate from a solid mesh. I usually need to center the pivot after you've done that operation. So I'm going to treat this as, what would you call it? Something that I can pick pieces from if I want to. But we have the basic doorway in the correct position, and let's see now. The carrier troop needs to be able to exit rapidly via the rear doors. Let's put the turret near the rear so they have to squeeze past it on their way out. Yeah, I've been thinking about that as well and trying to ignore it, but it is interesting, I have to say. Maybe they have some kind of magnetic, no, that's not how you speak. Maybe they have some like troop cannon along the floor or something like that. The people enter and get shot out instead. I don't know. Who knows? Only the designers of the ship, I guess. Something like that. We don't need those buttons. Remove them. Lights need to go up a bit, like that somewhere. Perhaps. Jesus, I'm sorry about that. Maybe we should just move this in a bit because I like the design of that one. Kind of a cool detail. Something like that. We got everything, right? Yeah. And I'm just gonna shove it in there a bit. Ask for consent before you do something like that. Sorry, I have a terrible sense of humor. That one probably goes up to an open loop in the bottom. Yes, it does. And we need to cut it off a bit. So that should select the continuous shell of this object. You can have different shells in an object, like this loose lamp here, for example. That's one shell. And usually we would have the iconography being separate shells as well, but this one has been integrated into wall instead, because then we can move stuff around and we can integrate them where we want them to. But in this case, it's been integrated already. You can also see this on the handles, for example, if you want to shift them around and stuff like that. What I want to do now, because I want to remove that grid in the bottom so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna isolate the selection here. So basically I extruded a few walls here, and they are floating in air technically. They are not yet connected, and you can tell that by this thick border. It's an edge border that's being displayed thicker than the other lines, so it's not merged yet. So that's why I select the shell, and then I use something called merge vertices, but I have it as a shortcut instead. So now you can see that the thick line has become thin. That means they are properly connected. And then I can probably use a bridge here. Control Shift B, I think I use. Yeah. So you can seal it up like that. And then you have this area that I need to fill. And I'm just going to do that actually. Oh, sorry. Like that. And you could do bridging in a scenario like this, but then it's essential to have matching edges on the left and the right side. Probably we do, because that looks what has been here before, but we can try quadrangulate. It's a short script that I made, and it actually worked very well, I have to say, because these two sides match perfectly except for one occasion, and that's because you have an extra edge here that is not existing on the other side. So you get proper edge alignment on all pieces except for where there is a difference in the topology, basically. Let's see now what's going on in the chat. A lot of stuff is going on. Crouching hatch, Mandalorian dropship method, stealing pieces from a sacrificial unit is a time-honored tradition in the motor pool. Okay, I hope this link works. Only admins can post link in the chat. Oh, what kind of link is that, I wonder? Does the troop cannon deploy the troops head first or feet first? That depends on what kind of helmet the infantry is wearing, I think. Or if they're wearing heels. It's an APC. All troops will be crouching down in it, so the door can be smaller. That reminds them to duck when they get out. Digital wizardry, or perhaps a bomb bay door style bottom exit system. Yeah, that sounds like a crazy time. Lovely. Okay, so we filled that one in there. We also should have... Where did I put the door? The actual door. It's here right over there. Okay. Let's see now. So that one should probably be somewhere like that. And I'm thinking you could have it slide in. And probably that would be an extra feature that you probably would want. But the problem is, I think, that you need thickness on the other direction. So I'm thinking that I probably will integrate this one instead into the wall. So you get like a panel of details, basically. And now, let's see what we're doing. So with that base, we basically want to cut it to shape or whatever. And I'm thinking we could do it from this angle. I'm probably just gonna save, because this might actually crash the computer. No, not the computer, but Maya. But everything crashes Maya apparently, of some weird freaking reason. Oh my god, I'm sorry about that. There we go. And there we... What? Why is there a medkit there? Wait, what is this? Oh! Oh, that's weird. Let's extract... okay. Yeah. Extract it. Delete history. Deselect the other model. And then I'm going to do a combine and merge, because that was a cut through. And then I'm going to delete that edge. And then we're going to use this as a medkit on the other side, where it's accessible to the troops. Because when you get shot with a fusion blaster, I can't remember the word of it, you probably need a band-aid afterwards, because you will not be a shish kebab at all. No, no, no. You will survive. Listen to the propaganda. Either way, we're removing these sides like that. And probably that one and that one. Clean up is progressing. Mentioning that Maya crashes causes Maya to crash. That is very true. Yeah, thanks, Thamsim. I'm going to integrate it. That makes the most sense. It's also going to be easier for it to print, because it is a very thin piece, and it does print fairly well, especially when it's standing. You can't print this one laying down, but that removes the need for brims, I would say. So we're going to integrate it. So, shot with a fusion gun, human, portable, need access to anti-rad meds. Yeah. Yeah, crazy stuff. I'm thinking it is a bit cramped, and we do have some space. I'm going to maintain this width for now, because we are reusing stuff in the other models. So I'm not gonna do that change yet, but we technically have quite a lot of space to the left and right of the walkway, so we could probably widen it a little bit. Because I'm thinking that if we want to put a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher in there, we would probably need a little bit more space on the wall, I think. Alright, now I need to check with the roof, the height. Ah, thank you! Thank you, Ben! Unfortunately, Shadow Liger, it will not have space up front in the cockpit. The thing is that when we started this campaign or whatever, look at that, it's going to cut through the roof. Interesting. When I say that, I mean the details is going to intersect with the roof as it is now. So either we could change the roof, it is kind of thick, or we are going to shuffle around the door. Technically, this is an APC, and the doors and hatches and stuff like that are quite small. So you probably wouldn't have a full-sized ordinary door either way. So we could probably just push it down a bit. I think we're going to do that. Yeah, so just to answer the question concerning the space in the front. When I started to model this one, I actually left the area in the front, but we decided, due to time constraints and there being a lot of different models, that we are going to focus on the main, what did you call it, function of the APCs, and that is carrying troops. So we are not going to make it accessible with the, what do you call it, cockpits. That goes for the tanks as well. So they are going to be a full shape, basically. Let's see now. Okay. Aha. That is quite a move, I guess. Small, but can still fit soldiers in armor. Yeah. Ooh, we've hit the hour. Oh, jeez. That went really fast, I think. What would probably take too long? Yeah, exactly, unfortunately. May I suggest using the chairs that have safety bars? Saw them in Beowulf. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting, actually. Should the med kit be near the exit hatch rather than across the hall at the other end of the vehicle? That is a very good point. I'm actually gonna put it at the rear straight away so I don't forget about it. Let's see now. Turn off the roof and find the med kit. So it's going to be somewhere around there, where you can give your fellow friends some assistance after they've been blown to pieces. Maybe mostly morphine, I guess. And safety bars could have one at each end. From the G carrier safety bar seats. Interesting. I have to look it up. And I think I have to end the stream as well. I could probably continue on, but we are supposed to stream for an hour, and my throat is starting to hurt. Ooh. I also forget to look into the camera when I talk to you guys. Hello there! I continuously look straight into the screen over here. But I just wanted to say that I'm terribly sorry for all the chaos in the start. And I'm very appreciative of your feedback and comments. It's fun to read, and it's also good ideas. And I'm looking forward to Gridforge. I'm going to post, actually, now that I talk about it, I'm actually going to post a little link if you haven't got it yet. Let's... Here we go. Ooh! Copy. Thank you, Soul Spirit. There is for Gridforge. And if you want to join our tribe, come here. Thanks, Dalton. I very much appreciate it. This is my first stream in my entire life. So I'm happy that you guys got to experience it. Oh, let's see now. And if you haven't yet, you can join us on Discord, where a bunch of fun stuff happens. There we go. Have a lovely weekend, everyone, and see you guys next week, I hope. This has been Albin for Second Dynasty, and in the back you have probably maybe not heard Cornelia the intern. Ben is not with us, but he is with us in spirit, and John, he's working away quite a lot. Liselott is probably tending her garden now in the mid-winter Sweden.